Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak Easy English, the podcast that helps you speak smarter, sound natural, and feel confident in English. I'm Emily.
Hi there, amazing English learners from every corner of the globe. And I'm Tommy. We are so excited to delve deep into a topic that is crucial for your English journey: mastering everyday English conversations. Get ready for a comprehensive guide.
Tommy, let's start with a statistic that might really surprise our listeners and viewers. As we touched upon briefly before, research indicates that a staggering 45% of our daily communication time is spent actively listening, compared to only about 30% dedicated to speaking. Think about that. Almost half of our communication involves taking in and processing what others are saying. This truly underscores the vital importance of not just being able to express yourself in English, but also having strong listening comprehension skills for those everyday interactions.
That's a powerful statistic, Emily, and it really sets the stage for what we're going to explore today. Being proficient in everyday English conversations isn't just about knowing grammar rules or vocabulary lists. It's about effectively navigating the real-world interactions that make up a significant portion of our daily lives.
Welcome back to the podcast. In this extended edition, we're going to take a much more in-depth look at the art of everyday English conversation. We'll be breaking down the key skills involved in both understanding and participating confidently in these interactions. We'll explore why mastering these skills is so essential for your overall English fluency and how it can truly enhance your daily life, whether you're traveling, making friends, pursuing your career, or simply enjoying English language media.
Exactly, Emily. We'll be going beyond just basic tips and delving into more nuanced aspects of everyday communication. We'll discuss strategies for improving your listening comprehension in various real-life scenarios, techniques for making your spoken English sound more natural and fluent, and even some insights into the cultural aspects that can influence how people communicate in English-speaking environments. Think of this as your ultimate guide to feeling more comfortable and confident in any everyday English conversation.
And throughout this extended episode, we'll be providing you with plenty of examples, practical exercises you can do along with us, and hopefully a lot of encouragement to keep practicing and pushing your boundaries. So settle in, maybe take some notes, and let's embark on this journey together to unlock the secrets of confident everyday English conversations.
Now, let's really dig into the specific challenges that many English learners face when it comes to understanding and speaking in everyday situations. We know these can be frustrating, so let's break them down.
One of the biggest hurdles is definitely the natural speed of spoken English. When native speakers are talking casually, they often speak very quickly, linking words together and using reduced sounds. This can make it incredibly difficult to distinguish individual words, even if you know them.
Adding to that is the complexity of understanding different English accents. The variations in pronunciation, intonation, and even vocabulary across different English-speaking regions can be significant. What sounds clear in one accent might be much harder to decipher in another.
And then we have the world of informal language, slang, and idioms. Everyday conversations are full of these. Phrases like, "What's up?" "Hang in there," or "It cost an arm and a leg" aren't usually taught in standard grammar lessons, but they are incredibly common in real-life interactions.
Another significant challenge is the spontaneity of conversations. Unlike reading a script or answering pre-prepared questions, real conversations are unpredictable. You need to be able to think on your feet, understand unexpected responses, and formulate your own replies quickly.
And let's not underestimate the psychological factors, like the fear of making mistakes or feeling self-conscious about your pronunciation. This anxiety can create a mental block that makes it even harder to understand and speak fluently.
Finally, there are the cultural differences in communication styles. Things like how close people stand when talking, how much eye contact is appropriate, or how direct people are in their communication can vary significantly between cultures and can sometimes lead to misunderstandings if you're not aware of them.
All right, Tommy, let's get into some really practical strategies and exercises that our listeners and viewers can use to actively improve their listening and speaking skills for these everyday English conversations. We're going to break this down into actionable steps for both skills.
Excellent, Emily. Let's start with boosting your listening comprehension for everyday English. Immersive listening practice. Try to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. This means listening to a variety of everyday English content, such as podcasts about daily life, casual interviews, vlogs, and even snippets of conversations from TV shows or movies. Don't just listen passively. Try to actively engage with the content. Active recall listening. After listening to a short segment, try to recall the main points and key details without looking at any transcripts or notes. This helps train your brain to actively process and remember spoken information. Transcription exercises. Choose short audio clips, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and try to write down every single word you hear. This is a challenging but incredibly effective way to improve your ability to recognize individual words and understand fast speech. You can then compare your transcription to the actual transcript. Contextual listening. Pay attention to the context of the conversation. What is the situation? Who are the speakers? What is their relationship? Understanding the context can often help you guess the meaning of unfamiliar words or phrases. Question-based listening. When you listen to a conversation, try to formulate questions in your mind about what the speakers are saying. Then, listen specifically for the answers to those questions. This helps you focus your listening and improve comprehension. Dealing with background noise. Practice listening to English conversations in environments with some background noise, as this is often the reality of real-life situations. This will help you train your brain to filter out distractions and focus on the spoken words.
Now let's move on to developing your speaking skills for everyday English. Detailed scenario role-playing. Expand on basic role-playing. Choose a specific everyday scenario and create a more detailed background and set of circumstances. For example, instead of just ordering a coffee, imagine you have a specific dietary restriction or you want to ask about the coffee's origin. This will help you practice more complex interactions. Monologue practice on everyday topics. Choose simple everyday topics like your hobbies, your family, your favorite food, or your daily routine. Practice speaking about these topics for a sustained period, 2 to 3 minutes, without stopping. Focus on speaking fluently and using natural-sounding phrases. Shadowing technique. Listen to a short audio clip of a native speaker and try to repeat what they are saying at the same time, mimicking their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm as closely as possible. This is a powerful technique for improving your spoken fluency and natural flow. Using visual prompts for speaking. Find pictures or short video clips of everyday situations and use them as prompts to start speaking. Describe what you see, what might be happening, and what people might be saying. Practicing common conversational fillers. Learn and practice using common conversational fillers like, like, well, and so. These can help your spoken English sound more natural and give you time to think. Seeking feedback on your speaking. If possible, try to get feedback on your speaking from native speakers or experienced English teachers. Ask them to focus on specific areas like pronunciation, fluency, or grammar in everyday contexts. Think in English for everyday situations. Throughout your day, try to think in English about the things you are doing or the conversations you might have. This mental practice can make it easier to speak English spontaneously when the actual situation arises.
We want to share another really inspiring story, this time about a student named Sophia. Sophia had been learning English for a long time, mostly through textbooks and online exercises. She had a strong grasp of grammar and a wide vocabulary. However, whenever she tried to have a real conversation with a native English speaker, she would feel incredibly anxious and often struggle to understand what was being said and to express her own thoughts smoothly. This lack of confidence in everyday conversations was really holding her back.
Sophia realized that she needed to shift her focus to practical communication skills. She started dedicating a significant amount of time each day to listening to authentic English conversations, podcasts, interviews, and even casual chats between friends that she found online. She would listen actively, trying to understand the context and the main ideas, even if she didn't catch every single word. For speaking practice, Sophia made a conscious effort to participate in online language exchange groups, even though it felt intimidating at first. She focused on simple, everyday topics and wasn't afraid to make mistakes.
What made a real difference for Sophia was when she started a regular role-playing practice with a language partner. They would choose different everyday scenarios, like going to a grocery store, asking for directions, or having a casual conversation about their weekend. They would take turns playing different roles and really try to make the conversations feel as real as possible. Over time, Sophia's listening comprehension improved dramatically as she got used to the natural speed and flow of spoken English, and her speaking became much more fluent and confident because she had practiced so many different everyday situations.
The impact on Sophia's life was transformative. She felt much more comfortable and confident interacting with English speakers, whether it was online or in person. This newfound confidence opened up new opportunities for her, both personally and professionally. She was no longer held back by her fear of everyday English conversations, and it made her overall English learning experience much more enjoyable and rewarding.
So, to summarize this extended guide, remember the key strategies for mastering everyday English conversations. For listening, prioritize immersive listening, active recall, transcription exercises, contextual listening, question-based listening, and practicing in noisy environments.
And for speaking, focus on detailed scenario role-playing, monologue practice on everyday topics, the shadowing technique, using visual prompts, practicing conversational fillers, seeking feedback, and thinking in English for everyday situations.
The most crucial element in all of this is consistent and dedicated practice. Even small, regular efforts will compound over time and lead to significant improvements in your ability to understand and speak English confidently in everyday situations.
Be patient with your progress, celebrate every milestone you reach, and remember that every conversation, even if it feels challenging, is an opportunity to learn and grow. Keep putting yourself out there, and you will see amazing results.
Now, we would absolutely love to hear from you. What are your biggest takeaways from this extended guide? What specific techniques are you going to try implementing in your daily practice? Share your thoughts, experiences, and any remaining questions you have in the comments below. We read and appreciate all of your feedback.
So, that was our in-depth guide to mastering everyday English conversations. We hope you found these tips and techniques helpful and that you feel inspired to put them into practice. And remember, consistent effort is key, and every little bit of practice makes a difference. Don't be discouraged by challenges. They are simply opportunities to learn and grow.
And don't forget to subscribe to Speak Easy English so you don't miss out on more lessons and tips to help you on your English learning journey.
Please give this episode a thumbs up if you found it valuable, and share it with your friends who are also learning English. The more, the merrier. Thank you so much for spending this extended time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.